sometimes leakage does happen, unfortunately. Gotta love being a girl. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Liana, today, and I'll be sharing with you another DIY thrift transformation. Today's video isn't actually a thrifted transformation, it's actually old items that I have in my wardrobe which I wanted to revamp for so long because it's been tucked away in the laundry for God knows how long. But anyways, they are two pants which have been completely broken, completely seen better days, and they are just ready to be given a new life. So I didn't want to throw it away because I feel like it's a bit of a waste, and I know many of you will probably be like, oh, like why? But it's because I like my pajama pants and I just feel like it's a waste when I throw clothes away sometimes. I just wanted to give you guys some inspiration that if you wanted to get new pajamas, think twice and look in your old wardrobes, because I'm sure it's not just me, but you probably have multiple sets of pajamas where you can give it a new life. So I'll do a show and tell of two sets of pants that I'll be transforming today. First one is this one here. It's just like a plain simple pants where it's just a straight silhouette. I would actually try it on and show you guys, but for this reason I will not. It's because at the back of the pants it's got a massive tear and then it just split. I actually tried fixing it previously because it's not the first time where it teared, and I actually overlocked it to fix the actual pant, but even after I fixed it, it tore again and completely broke. It has seen better days, guys. So the front is completely fine, but it's just the back that has a massive problem happening here. Yeah, so I thought I'd save the embarrassment and not try the pants on because I'll probably be showing my whole backside. Yeah, I thought I would give it a new life where I will transform it into pajama shorts, and possibly if there's enough fabric I'll probably turn it into a matching top. Before I show you guys the second one, I know many of you will probably think it's absolutely chat and feral because of what I'm about to show you, but before you judge me, I will show you guys anyway. This is Mother Nature. It is completely normal. This is part of being a woman. We get our period, you know, we get our monthly cycles. And I know many of you have had this happen to you because I'm sure it's not just me, but when you get period stains on your pajamas, it ain't cute. It really ain't cute. So I actually put these pants through the washing machine about 3 or 4 times. I swear to you, I kid you not, but it didn't go away at all. So for those of you that do have tips, throw them at me. I actually did discover a video this morning on how to get rid of period stains, so I'm yet to try it out. Apparently water and salt does the trick, so I'm about to give it a go. But this is what it looks like. It's 3/4 pants, super comfortable, nice kind of like knit jersey waistband. I absolutely love the print because I love dogs. I'm a dog lover. And I thought instead of getting rid of it because of the period stain, I will revamp it again.
To start off the DIY, I'm going to get a pair of shorts to copy onto the pants. Then using some leftover wrapping paper, I'm going to copy the pattern pieces of the shorts onto the piece of paper. I find keeping the paper from online shopping, parcels and packages super helpful for pattern making because it's just the right amount of thickness and quality that is perfect for pattern making. So here's the front half of the shorts. And now I'm doing the back pattern piece of the shorts. Voila, there you have the back pattern and the front. I'm just measuring up the side seams so that they match up accordingly. Then I'm going to cut around the pattern piece, ensuring that I add 1 centimeter seam allowance to the edges. I'm going to match up the side seams to make sure that they match up nicely. Next, I'm just going to get one of my favorite loose singlet tops. It's nice and comfortable and just the right amount of flowiness. It's an old Zimmerman top, which I absolutely love, and I'm just going to copy the singlet onto the existing pants that we have here. Copying all the pattern pieces of the shorts as well as the top onto the pants, I'm going to start pinning them down. When I've placed the pattern pieces, I've ensured that I've avoided all the tears of the pants. Obviously, it will depend on the type of pants that you have, but the hot tip is that the bigger the pants is and the more flare it has, the better it is for creating pattern pieces from it. So here I've cut all the pattern pieces of the shorts, and now I'm doing the same with the top. Removing all the pins from the top, I'm going to copy the top onto the other side of the leg. Opening the pattern pieces up of the top in which we had just copied, we're going to cut open the seam down the side seam. Opening the pattern piece up again, we're just going to reflect them back to back and put pins in place at where we want to sew the sides down. Next, we're going to remove the pins from the shorts, exactly like what we did before. So here I've just opened up the pattern pieces and I'm putting the pattern pieces back to back so that we can put pins in the crotch line of where we want to sew. I call this seam the crotch curve because it's where the crotch will be at the center front as well as the center back. So this is what it will potentially look like once we sew it, and we're going to do the exact same thing with the back pattern pieces. Putting pins in place. Now it's time to sew, and here we're just sewing across where we had just put the pins in place. And here we're just repeating the same process as before, putting pins in place at where we want the side seams to be. And here we're just sewing across all the side seams in which we had just prepared, as well as the crotch line. Next, I'm just going to grab the elastic band from the other pair of pants which I had shown earlier. Now, I could have used my own elastic, but I just decided to use the waistband that's already here because it'll go to waste otherwise. And here I'm just overlocking and sewing down all the edges of the shorts. Adding bias binding to all the edges of the top neckline. This ensures a nice clean finish. Next, I'm just going to get some more bias binding, my favorite. Here's a hot pink one that I found. It's just a standard bias binding, and I'm just going to fold in half the bias binding and sew across. These will form into the straps of the singlet top. And to complete the outfit to be even more super cute, I decided to upcycle an existing eye patch to match with the outfit. Using an existing eye patch that I have at home, I'm just going to copy the pattern piece onto the offcut of the fabrics. Here I'm just going to trace around the pattern piece of the eye patch and then cut around it so that it's ready to be sewn on. The trick to sewing the fabric onto the existing eye patch, I decided to use some double-sided tape. This will help keep the piece of fabric intact with the eye patch and that it doesn't move around when I sew it. Adding bias binding to the edges of the eye patch will complete the eye patch nice and beautifully. As you guys can tell, I absolutely love using bias binding because it's nice and easy, and especially around rough edges or curved edges, it makes life so much more easier than overlocking. And voila, there you have a final pair of fresh eye patch to wear. Moving on to our second pant upcycle, I've got a nightingale here that I absolutely love and almost wear almost every day. I take turns with it with the short shorts. It's just a simple nightgown, super loose and flowy and comfortable. I'm going to use this dress gown and I'm just going to copy the nightgown dress onto the pants to create a new dress pattern. Of the dress gown, I'm just going to place it on each side of the leg pant, avoiding the period stone at all costs. I'm going to trace the front of the dress on one leg and then the back of the dress on the other leg. I've placed the pattern in a way in which it will avoid the stain and ensure that it will maximize the fit on the space of the pants. And then I'm just going to cut down the side seams of the front pattern piece as well as the back pattern piece. Next, I'm going to go ahead and sew down all the edges of the side seams. And then the fun part of overlocking all the edges down of the side seams. Now, I absolutely love this overlocker. It is a legendary machine which will never let you down. So if you guys are looking for any overlocking machine, I would recommend the Janome MyLock 644D. After sewing down all the seams, I actually noticed that there was an inconsistency with the print at the center front seam, and because the print pattern doesn't match up, I've decided to cover and hide this with some bias binding. To assist me with sticking down this bias binding down the center front seam, I'm just going to use some handy double-sided tape. Using the bias binding, I'm also going to use them to make straps. I'm just copying the measurement of the straps from the other dress for the new dress. After cutting the bias binding accordingly for the straps, I'm going to prepare some more bias binding to attach to all the raw edges of the dress at the front as well as the back. As well as this, I'm going to finally sew down the bias binding on the center front seam. As you guys can tell, I absolutely love using bias binding because it's so versatile and so handy to use and so easy. After attaching the bias binding to the front of the dress as well as the back of the dress edges, I'm going to use the small cut pieces of the bias binding that we had done earlier and fold it in half to create the straps to fit on the top of the dress. Now I'm up to the fun part of attaching all the straps in which we had just created. Oop, there you go. This is what it looks like when you thread through your finger. Just to add a cute feature, I'm just going to add a nice little bow tie at the front top of the neckline. And to finish off the dress, I'm just going to sew down any of the overlocked edges at the slits of the dress. And voila, there you have the final transformation. Here's a look at the before and the after. And for our second pair of pants that we upcycled, here is a look at the before and the after. And that comes to the end of my video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's DIY tutorial. If you found it helpful or inspiring, give it a thumbs up, comment and like. And for those of you that do want to try, give it a go and have many pajama sets at home or have old daggy pajamas at home that you want to throw away, think twice, because you probably have a good chance where you can revamp it and inject it with a new life. So that's that today. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.